to see a newspaper article while I was taking care of my last patient that said free trucking school. I said, oh my goodness, let me sign up. You know, it was a no-brainer that I should sign up because at the time I was making about $10,000 a year. And the transportation industry was offering me between 40 to 50,000 at the time. So, hey, I just took a leap of faith and came on in. I didn't know a lot of people in the industry, didn't know a lot of women in the industry. And it's the best decision I could have made.
Wow. So what were the biggest challenges for you once you got into the industry? Because just my little conversation and time that we spent together, I know you are a super powerful, brave woman. But what was some of the challenges for you when you first got into the industry, and what did you learn? And what are some of those lessons that you right now are sharing with other women?
Instantly, I realized it was a male-dominant industry because I didn't see people who looked like me. I didn't see other women in the industry at the time. I have 7 years experience, so I started back in 2014. And so instantly I couldn't find a t-shirt that said I was a lady trucker. I was a woman who drove the truck. And I just thought that needed to change, you know, and we needed a community for women to be able to go and ask questions, to be able, you know, to go and get support and be able to see what it looks like before you get in. Because when I got in, it wasn't images of trucking where you knew what you was getting yourself into. Now we have YouTube. We have different social media platforms that you can go on to see what the transportation industry looked like from drivers who share. So that wasn't even available, you know, back then. Trying to Google, you know, what a woman driver looked like.
Right.
Who her, you know, it was hard to find. So. And
I want to start there too to say, when you say what a woman truck driver looked like, and it's very different. It's very diverse. That's what I love about trucking too, is, you know, you have women. I know here at our truck driving school, we have women that have been nurses that have come through. They've been social workers. We've had retired school teachers. Just recently, we had a full-time teacher who is off for the summer and said, I want to get my CDL license while I'm off for the summer, so that I can eventually drive trucks, you know, later on when I give up this career, because she's getting to the end of her teaching career. So when the catalyst for She Trucking was just that. You wanted to provide a platform for women to be able to find out more information about trucking, to share their stories and their experiences while they're out there on the road, to also provide a huge amount of support for women. And so She Trucking, and I want the people to know that I want them to go to your Facebook page, the She Trucking group, which has a group probably, as you stated, over 30,000 women all over the country, and some amazing stories and they're so honest and they're so real and they're so very truthful. How has She Trucking, the group, empowered women? What do you think it brings to this industry that supports expanding these opportunities for women?
I mean, we have seen a drastic increase of women entering into the industry because we give them information on, first of all, how to get started. You know, that's the number one question. How do I get into the industry? What's the first start? You know, incorporating a CDL permit class is what I'm here in my office, everybody, right now, where I teach my CDL permit class. And that was the first start, you know, to get people. That's your first start, you know, grabbing a commercial driver's license manual, you know, just the path on how to enter into this industry and what the phases look like, because we know it's 3 phases, but other people don't know, you know, how many phases it is. So you have your CDL permit testing that you have to do, which is general knowledge, air brakes and combinations. Then you'll qualify to get, you know, to enroll into a school. You can sign up for a school at that time to be able to take the pre-trip inspection, the back-end maneuvers, and the driving test. And then that next steps looks like applying with a company and going with a trainer. Then at that point, you got to realize, do you want a male trainer? Do you want a female trainer? Do you want to be in a truck with someone who smoke or that's a non-smoker? So just being able to take those questions on how do we survive on the road, because you have to have survival skills out here. It's not always going to be a restroom at the drop of a dime. You know, you might not take a shower every single day. Those type of challenges, how do we deal with that? And how do we prepare women to be able to tackle that? And that's what we do in our community. You know, we offer mentorship. We have over 200 women that are currently there waiting to be able to assist you and being able to make that transition. A lot of people come into our Facebook community and they'll grab a mentor. Next thing I know, they're in the truck with a mentor and they're being trained by the mentor from their companies. So it has really made a huge impact on education, mentorship, and just in the community.
And there's been in trucking for women has evolved drastically over the last few years, thank goodness. So what are some of the changes you see that trucking companies, the motor carriers, are doing to accommodate more women and say to women, we want you, we want you on board with us. We want to set a platform for you to come on board. So tell us about some of the changes. One of the things, there's been some equipment changes.
Definitely. They have, made drastic. Now, you don't have I remember when I first started, y'all, and I got into a Sterling. And I know if drivers that are listening in, you know what a Sterling is, hard to, maneuver that Sterling. And I'm shaking. I'm 5'3", y'all. So here I am, a little short lady jumping up and down in this truck. I mean, I don't have control at this point when I'm in a Sterling. Now you don't see those Sterlings anymore. They have phased them out. And so you're gonna most of the time you start off in a Freightliner. You're gonna start off in that Volvo or that international truck that is more easy to maneuver. A lot of trucks are going to automatic as well, so you don't have to shift all the gears. I remember I started in a 10-speed, and then I went to my next company that said a 13-speed. I said, hold on, no one never taught me how to drive a 13-speed. But I also think that it's important for the industry to completely train us so we can be equipped with different areas as far as tanker, those different endorsements, to be able to understand what triples and doubles are like, before we have to sign on with those companies as well. We get exposed to drive-in and refrigerated freight instantly. But, I'm now my mind has expanded. How do we get women into the flatbed industry? How do we get more women into the tanker industry? How do we get more women into the LTL spaces as well? So I think our community started that conversation.
Yeah, and more and more of my women graduates that are graduating from DSC. I just had 2 of my women graduates coming up on their year this month, and we're going to celebrate it big time. And one of the things they're saying to me, because this last year for them has empowered them so much, they've been doing mainly drive-in. I have one of the women who have been doing and like you said, LTL freight and distribution, where she's been really humping and unloading that truck. So she's done a lot of dedicated. And then now she's saying, hey, I want to make even more money. And they tell me that flatbed now provides a lot more money and a lot better home time. So she has no hesitant to say, I'll just have to learn whatever I need to learn. I'll have learned to tarp that load and tie down that load if it's going to get me a little bit more home time and it's going to get me a lot more pay. So do you see more women getting into flatbed in some of the specialized carriers?
Yes, I do. Because now there's so many women who are in that space that can train you. Also, the men are not just hesitant, like, okay, you're not supposed to be here. They're like, okay, come on in. And they're inviting us in because, now they're seeing more of us. When I started, I saw one woman maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 weeks, the most, but mostly once a month. But now I could be at a truck stop and I see 4 women at one time. And I said, wow, this industry has changed tremendously. Yeah. And so people like you, like Miss Willie Jones, just being able to educate so many women and give them the opportunity to start, because we know most women have families, and I just want to let y'all women know who are listening that it doesn't, if you do have kids, you need to have a support system, but this is an industry that you can provide for your family and have children and also drive at the same time. That we have local positions as well that's out here. Also, when you think of a commercial driver's license, you think of your buses, you think of your dump trucks, you think of some of the local jobs that you could also get with the city or the electric power board. Those are type of jobs as well that you can get. And it's not just over the road. We want to make sure that you completely understand all the options that you have in this industry. This is an $800 billion industry, y'all. Mm-hmm. It's enough money for everybody. Mm-hmm. Come and get it.
And I'm so glad you mentioned all of those options and opportunities. And that I say to women that is a credible, the options out there. Becoming a truck driver is just a doorway to so many other different things. And it's just about us really paying attention, listening, doing the research, having the conversation, reaching out. And I say to women, over and over again, the word non-traditional is tagged to employment like truck driving and IT and construction. And I say to women, don't think of this as non-traditional jobs. You think of it as an opportunity, and a great opportunity, just like any other opportunity out there to do whatever you want to do. And I love the way you talked about options too. And the other thing that I'm hearing over and over again from women is that they're taking trucking and making it their own. I hear so many stories on your She's Trucking Facebook page and so many other areas where I'm talking to women truckers, and they tell us how they have learned to, trick out their trucks, where they make it very, very comfortable. They got all kinds of things that they use to make their coffee and to cook full course meals and to be able to eat healthy, and to be able to carry with them exercise equipment that they're exercising out there on the road, and all of their favorite books, and listen to cable TV even inside the trucks. So it becomes this living place for you. And some of these trucks I've seen, Sharae, is almost like a living spa out there on the road, that some of them are decking the trucks out so much. So that must be exciting too, to be able to take this piece of equipment that hauls 80,000 pounds and more and be able to make it your own.
Trucking is a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So we make it into our home. We, like you said, we have 2 beds in there. We make it into our mobile home on wheels. That's exactly what it is. I was just speaking to a lady who's 30 years old. She's homeless. I said, I'm going to help you get your CDL license because you'll never be homeless again. This is an industry where you can have no money, come in, and within 3 weeks, maybe a month, or however long. Sometimes the programs are 6 months to 7 months, however long the programs are, where you can get started and be able to gain instant revenue. You don't have to go into, a college, and nothing against colleges, but you don't have to go to college for 4 to 6 years and then owe debt. This is an industry where you can literally take a month of time or dedication. It's going to take some sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to take some sacrifice. For anything that you want, you have to work hard for. So it's going to take some sacrificing. But you know what? At the end of the day, once you accomplish your goal, it feels great. Let me just say that. It feels, once you achieve your goal, it feels very good. And then also, once you accomplish that, you instantly start building revenue. I mean, people are coming out in this industry right now, making between $600 to $900 per week right now. Mm-hmm. And I mean, when I came out back 7 years ago, I made 25 cents a mile. Mm-hmm. So my check was like $300, y'all. So now to see that you can start with zero experience and see $900, right. The beauty that I love as well when you talk about ownership is how many women are owning their own trucks. Ownership, that means they're getting their own authority. They're their own boss. Now you are instantly an entrepreneur. I will tell you, get at least 2 years experience, at least 1 to 2 years up under your belt before you go and try to own. That means you need to tap somebody else's truck. I'm just being honest before you tap your own, okay? Mm-hmm. But go ahead and learn the industry, learn to drive, and learn and get the experience that's going to need for you to be able to take back and to build your own company. She trucking. I have my own truck. I'm one of the, I live here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and my goal here is to expand and build other women in my area, along with, as you see on our social media, we have been building trucking companies all over the world. Mm-hmm. These are women who can say if they want to move, how they want to move, where you want to go, You might say, I don't want to go to Nebraska. Okay, you don't have to, because you can pick your own route. You don't have to miss your child's birthday anymore when you're in the ownership space. And that revenue is beautiful. It's a place that you want to get to. It's a goal that you should achieve. And then you can do it. Like I said, give yourself a year for education. No one can take that from you. Right. That education and that experience is something that no one can take from you. Do not rush the process. Okay, be open to learn and open your ears to be able to listen and take in everything that the trainers and the experienced people are trying to tell you, and execute. That execution, y'all, is very rewarding.
And look, Sharae, we see why you are empowering women all over this country, and why you as successful as you are at doing it, because you're speaking truth to power, lady, this morning. I love that you talk and you share with people about the commitment that's required. I love that you talk about that they need to make sure that that first year is about education, where they're learning everything that they need to know to be successful. Because that's the key, is you just don't want to get into trucking. You want to be a successful trucker. And that means getting that commitment up front. And I love the idea of the entrepreneurship piece and becoming an owner, becoming that boss lady. But we know, like any other business you get into, you got to get the education first. You got to learn what you need to learn, so that when you get into that business, that you're not just getting into a business, you moving toward a successful business. And so I love the way you speak to that, and that information that women need to hear. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you specifically today, Sharae, because you are a woman who have walked through the entire process. You're a truck driver. You own your own equipment. You're also now training women. And this thing just keep going on and on and on. This empowerment and advocacy piece around not only you have been successful in your effort, but you're paying it forward by bringing other women in this opportunity. And I think it's the one major industry where everybody can get on board. I mean, it is like you said, there's a piece of the pie for every single person out there who want to transform their lives and change the quality of their lives. That's what trucking does so tremendously. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this major thing that's coming up that you're doing. And I think many of those who may be listening don't know what a trucking or transportation expo is, and how critical it is, and how amazing it is to try to pull together. And there has never been an African-American woman trucker who has ever done this in the history of our country. But you, Sharae, had decided for some earthly reason to take on this humongous task to bring together an expo. So tell us about this incredible thing that you're doing in Chattanooga, for all those folks that are listening to be able to tune in through the process, because I think you're going to be having some parts of it streamed. So tell us about the expo and what your goal is around that project.
Thank you so much. Before I get into it, let me just say that when I got into this industry, trying to get information like this, getting people to talk, was not happening. Okay. So, what I did, and it's now I see a transition where you have to pay so much money to be able to get it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, Lord, if I'm going to take my life savings to be able to get the information, or am I going to take my life savings to be able to apply the information, right? So I wrote a book called Building a Legacy. It's on Amazon. It's Building a Legacy by Sharae Moore. It tells you how to start your business, how to get your LLC, EIN number, your DUNS number, the different things that you're going to need to be able to put your business together, because we want more minority entrepreneurs, okay? We want to see more women-owned entrepreneurs, and we want to see more women, period, entrepreneurs. And so this book tells you how to start a business. It tells you also the steps to get into the transportation industry, the different levels of trailer divisions. It also covers the trucking industry and my experiences as well. And what you need to bring. It gives you tips and tricks. So definitely download that book. It's on Amazon as well. So, but So after I finished my book, and let me say the power of vision boards as well, because the power of vision boards, you want to write things down on paper, and you want to, speak it into existence. It's so important. Make sure you write out your ideas. Do a brain dump today. I'm going to challenge you all to do a brain dump, get a sheet of paper, and everything that's in your head, get it out today. Don't go, because this is the fourth quarter. This is the end of the year. So we're in the fourth quarter right now. It's important that we prepare and start planning for 2022. And that's how I literally brain dumped throughout my expo about 3 years ago. I've been working on, building on it. And this year I said, after the pandemic of separation, I said, it's time for us to come together. Mm-hmm. So we're coming together to network, empower, during Trucker Appreciation Week, which is September the 17th through the 19th here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga, Tennessee is known as Freight Alley. We have over 13 brokerages just in our downtown Chattanooga, and many trucking companies here as well. So this is the area that I'm bringing everyone in, because we're known for the Chattanooga Choo Choo. That's transportation. Mm-hmm. We have buses and all kind of CDL holders here, and I want you to know that this is a place that I want you to come to that is transportation, that we're going to be able to network. We're going to be able to learn and be empowered for industry leaders who have went from drivers to CEOs. Okay, mm-hmm. We're going to make sure that we give you all the tools that you need to use that we didn't get, and that's the biggest thing. We want to bridge the gap. If you're not in transportation, we want you there so we can empower you. I pretty much will make sure that when you leave, you're going to be able to take the test for the permit. Trust and believe, because when you can't get around a bunch of drivers, you can't get around a bunch of people in transportation and not learn anything. Yeah. It's impossible. So as we are coming to share, we're coming to empower our community by putting on this expo. It's a 3-day event. It's 4 events in one. Okay, we have over 70 vendors for this event. Are you interested in being a vendor or a exhibitor? We would love to have you. You can go to our website, SheTruckingExpo.com. This event, we will have multiple speakers come up. Like I said, some of the biggest industry leaders that will be coming to speak. We also have a kids corner, because we want to reach that 18 or 21-year-old. We want to reach the youth, the young child. Like I said, no one told me when I was growing up I could be a truck driver. I would have been at 17 and 18. I would have been a commercial driver, okay? I wouldn't have wasted 20 years of my life not being a truck driver, because it's been very beneficial, and it has been life-changing for me, and I know it can be for you. Okay, we have a Black Tie Gala that's going on Saturday night. It's going to be on a riverboat. It's going to be the time where we all get together. This is our award ceremony. We also have a truck and paint event. We're going to change it to hustle and paint, because you got to be a hustler. This is the industry for a hustler, because you got to do the work. Doing the work is the most important key to this. Nothing moves unless you move, right? So we ain't earning. If the wheels ain't turning, we ain't earning, and that's our motto. So we have that truck and paint event, which, like I said, you'll hear hustle and paint. That is going to be produced. Is sponsored by JT Hustle. He's going to teach you the importance of branding. Okay, the importance of branding. He's on YouTube. He has over 200,000 subscribers, and I literally went to one of his events before. We started painting. It was about 200 entrepreneurs in a room. We came together. Guess what? We bring in 500 people in a room to paint and do art therapy. And that is our mental health awareness portion as well. And we will talk about drivers, how the isolation affects you. Also, to be able to keep our mind strong, to talk about, what you do when, if you're depressed, to give you resources. We have people that are going to be bringing in resources to help you at your time of need. I'm sorry. Am I back on?
No, we're good.
I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. We're going to bring in resources to help you at your time of need when you're going through that mental health and you feel like you're alone. We're here to tell you that you're not alone, that you have community, that you have support. And on that third day, which is Sunday, we're going to have the Trucker Appreciation Cookout. And I'm so excited to be able to, sit down and have an old-fashioned cookout, because as trucking, we are family. We are trucking. And we will be this that at the Truck Appreciation Weekend event, the She Trucking 2021 Expo. You can go to shetruckingexpo.com to be able to get tickets. Also, we are planning a convoy. We want the lady truckers to line up as we properly enter into Chattanooga Freight Alley. We're going to get your flags together, okay, as we line up, because we're going to line all the trucks up and we're going to enter in the right way to get the respect that we deserve. Okay.
Oh wow! I have already marked it on my calendar, Sharae, and said I definitely want to be there. But I tell you, I'm going to go out and get that airline ticket tomorrow. This is going to be explosive. This is going to be how Trucking Expo needs to be done. Providing education, providing a pathway to opportunities in trucking. And then I love the way you spoke to the mental illness issues or mental illness support and health. Because, just like in any other industry that is challenging and being away from home, we need that support system. We need to say to women out there, you got to take care of your mental health. There's a lot of, every single day of trucking is a different day. You're having to make decisions all day long, and there is not a day that looks like the day before. So that's so real stressful. Challenging. So I'm glad you're addressing that. I'm looking forward to the gala. I'm looking forward to seeing those women come down that interstate in their pink, green, white, blue, pink trucks and whatever else color that they have. That is going to be an empowering event. And I almost get tears right now thinking about it, Sharae, and the powerful work that you are doing to support women all over this country. And I want to say to those individuals that are listening, if you know a truck driver, if you know a woman-owned business that's in trucking, if you know women who are interested in trucking, I want you to give this information out right now to them and tell them to show up in Chattanooga. Everybody who's around the state of Chattanooga, some of you may want to drive to Chattanooga. This sounds like a 3-day girls trip getaway. So, you all may want to get together and say, look, we're going to make this a girls trip. I'm not a truck driver. You may say, we're not truck drivers, but we want to go this event because there's going to be powerful women that's going to show up. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to get dressed up for the gala. This is a great vacation event for individuals. You're going to see some things that you're not going to see anywhere else. You can't go to Jamaica and get this, okay? So come and get your groove on at this particular She Trucking Expo. I'm going to see you there, Sharae. I'm so happy to be in conversation with you. I love this, and we're going to continue to share. I want you all to go to shetruckingexpo.com. Did I get that right, Sharae?
Yes, ma'am. And I do want to say that this event is a historic event because, like she said, it never has happened before. So this is a historic event. We want you to be a part of it. Also, we calling all the men. Come on, guys. We want to make sure we bridge the gap as well. Because this is just not gender specific. Yes, it is She Trucking, but we have so many opportunities for males as well. We want the men to come out and support. It's important for us to have that support from our brothers, okay? Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure if you're interested in getting into the trucking industry, if you're not even in the trucking industry, you want passive income. We're going to teach you also how to dispatch, how to do brokering. That means you don't even want to, even if you don't want to drive a truck, you don't have to, right? Because we have so many people and so many resources that this is just a big networking event, and we bring in the transportation industry in one place up under one hat. It's like going to the mall. It's many stores.
You ain't kidding. You're so right. That's so exciting. Dispatching, recruiting, logistics managers, so many different areas. And also, we must mention, Sharae, that when you talk about men, there are so many husband and wife teams that are out there doing this thing together. And that's another reason why we want men to the table. This is an opportunity for you to create a business for yourself and your wife, and bring your entire family together for to create this ownership legacy opportunity. So this is awesome. So we're going to be sharing it with our people here and sharing it out to every single person. And can they get tickets on this website also, Sharae?
Yes, you can get tickets on She Trucking Expo and SheTrucking.com. Also, if you can bring your kids, this is a kid-friendly event. The Big Rig Kids, she's an author. Her name is Miss Renee Brown. She will be coming on, working with the kids. They doing a whole production for your kids, okay? Because we want to teach the kids early. I know if I can teach a kid very early and grab them and teach them about transportation, once they 18, they get in the industry. By the time they my age, in their 30s, you can be a millionaire. And that's the reality of this industry. It's really life changing. And we want to make sure that we educating our youth as well as just everyone. We want to grab everyone. So it doesn't matter your age or your gender. Show up. You have to be in a room and at the table to be able to get this.
Well, also, we got to shout out to all of those folks that have products and services, because this is a great opportunity for you to market your product. If you got hair, you got wigs, you got nails, you got clothing that you want to share, you got, truckers that got big bucks, they're making the big money. So this is an opportunity for you to set up your table, set up your event, and be exposed to hundreds and hundreds of women and men from this industry. Also, the exposure. There's going to be TV and radio and social media exposure. So if you are a vendor right now, you need to sign up and get to Chattanooga for this expo. This is an awesome opportunity for you. If you got a new product line, you got a new service that you want to offer, this is the demographic that you want to put your product and service in front of. I've been watching your She Trucking Facebook page, and I tell you, those women, they take care of business. They're looking good. They're taking care of themselves. Yes, and they are spending some money, okay? So I want all vendors that got products and services, and you're looking for a place to move your product and service to the next level, you need to go to SheTruckingExpo.com. The opportunities are there, and is very great.
Yes, and we have over 1,000 attendees that has already signed up. So it's definitely going to be getting you in front of those who you need to. And just think we're still 2 months out, so we're literally going to be able to expose you. Our goal is right now is to bring in 6,000 people into this expo. Wow. So if you have a product, you have a service, or even if you don't, and you say, what can I do? Let me tell you something about brand exposure. I took a leap of faith back in 2017 to be able to put my brand in a room with big corporations. That's how I got here. So let me tell you, it works. You need to bring your company, bring your brand out. I don't care. I started it in my basement. I didn't have an office at the time. I took my stuff from my basement and I brought it into and guess what happened? It gave me the exposure that I needed because I was around the people, and I went to the largest truck shows in the industry, and it works. This is the way you work and you get yourself out there. So definitely join in because we want to see your company.
Now, you also have launched a product line, and look, I'm waiting on my She Trucking truck, it's a t-shirt. So hopefully I'll be getting it in the mail in the next couple of days, Sharae. So I love the shirt that you have on. I love those colors. I love the new logo that you all have also. But tell us about this apparel line that you have launched, and you can get that on the website also.
Yes, so She Trucking started as a brand, as a t-shirt. One of the t-shirts is here behind me. And some of the t-shirts are on this banner over here as well. It started as a t-shirt. Like, as you see, I have one on as well as brand recognition. What that did for our industry is literally when a woman see part of our community, they see another woman with She Trucking, you instantly feel the love. You instantly feel, because we have held our brand with integrity, dignity, and pride. So people see that people are apart, it's just love. It's a feeling. So, like you said, our apparel is on SheTruckingExpo.com. What we do with all donations for our T-shirts is we help our members. So, when they get, different things could happen while you're on the road. So, we want to be a vessel that help our members, and it helps our mission as well. So, thank you so much for mentioning that.
Well, look, we're about to wrap up, but I want to mention one thing. I would love to, let's talk about also creating a She Trucking scholarship here at DSE Training Academy. We would love to be able to do that here, where you select maybe every quarter a woman who would get a free ride here at DSE Training Academy to get into the industry. And by putting the She Trucking name on it, it immediately exposes her to that community of women that are supporting each other, empowering each other. I tell you, I'm literally almost in tears today from this conversation. This has been powerful. I know that it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing to me to talk to a woman who knows the walk, who knows the pathway to this opportunity for women, who knows that it is not a maybe that you're going to be empowered when you get into trucking. It is not just a maybe that your life is going to change. It's not a maybe that you're going to change the lives of your children and your family. It is not a maybe that you're going to impact your community because you're going to be bringing dollars and home ownership and debt relief to your community and your family. And it is not going to be a maybe that you're going to become and be able to be all that you can be because of the opportunities that are available in trucking. And I am so excited, and I give you such a big pat on the back, Sharae Moore, for what you're doing for women and the way that you're doing it. You mentioned that you bring integrity to the table. You bring respect to the table. And that's what makes it different. It may be some other people out there that are doing some similar things and trying to get there, but you have done it right, and you have done it bravely, and you've done it with a commitment to excellence. And you've done it, as you stated, with a sense of integrity and clarity and transparency for people. I can remember several months ago when you said, I'm going to step back from the group, and we're going to shut it down for a few minutes because we need to take a break and come back. And when you came back, you came strong, lady. You came back strong. And I tell you, you blew it away. So I tell you, I am so excited and so proud to be with you in this industry. And I'm so proud for the work that you're doing. And I know that people are going to see so much, much more from you. And I tell you, I am now giddy about this expo. Now, on your website, too, do you have a list of hotels for those of us who are coming in town? Can we get connected there also?
Yes, ma'am. At the bottom of the website is two of our hotels that we have discounts at, that you can register to attend. And thank you so much, because, you've been in this industry longer than me and just have paved the way. So I have no options except for carry myself and uplift where you're proud, and that we can both affect the next generation. And so this means so much to me. I'm looking forward to this partnership. This is amazing. I just can't wait to hug you.
I know, really. We're going to have a big lunch together, breakfast together. I'm so excited to get to meet you in person also. I feel really, like Sharae, like I've known you for years. And so I know we're going to have a lot of laughs, and we're going to have a lot of good time during this week of this amazing expo. But also, in closing, I want to say to people, they have to go to Amazon and get your book, Building a Legacy. And that's with Sharae Moore, Sharae Moore. And it's now available on Amazon. And it's on the website too, Sharae?
It is on the website, but I go to Amazon because they got me so busy. It's hard to mail out packages. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell people to go to Amazon. Let's make this book, if it's not already a national bestseller for Amazon, by going to this website, buying this book. even if you don't want to get into trucking, this is a book you want to share with women. Building a legacy. This is about, Sharae talks about trucking and her experiences and how to start a business, but any business, you can be motivated to do your thing. So buy this book, share it with women, share it with your women's organization, share it with your women's ministry at your church. But go and buy 20 of them and share it with your women's ministry, because you're empowering the work that she's doing by buying this book, and you're empowering the woman that you're sharing it with. I know I'll be going online and buying some books and sharing it with my friends and relatives. I'm so proud and so excited about this particular information, and so much that we're being able to have this conversation with you today. Sharae, this hour
leave a review.
Yeah, and this hour has gone by, as I stated, so very, very quickly. And but we're at the top of the hour. I want to give our final contact information for people to reach out to the expo, She Trucking Expo, and that's EXPO, and that's She, SHE, SheTruckingExpo.com. Go there and you can find information about your tickets, about attending this extremely historic gala event, the first of its kind, founded, created, coordinated by the first African-American woman in trucking. It's a huge family event. Everybody can come. Get your girls trip together. If you've never been to Chattanooga, Tennessee, I've never been to Chattanooga, so it's going to be a wonderful trip to me. I'm going to get a chance to see Chattanooga, Tennessee. So it is a great opportunity to get your girls trip together. Go to this event. Get ready to network with some powerful women that are brave and courageous. I tell you, any woman that gets behind an 18-wheeler truck carrying 80,000 pounds, let me tell you, she is everything. She is everything. She is a Nefertiti and queen that you want to see and meet and talk to. So we want you to get there. Remind your vendors, this is an opportunity. SheTruckingExpo.com. SheTruckingExpo.com. Also, there's been a lot of women who've written their own books. This is an opportunity for you to go and put your book and share it with women so that they can purchase it, and you can double your sales in your books at this particular event. There is just opportunity over and over and over again. And email, I want to give folks an email for you too. I got off the website, shetrucking.expo@gmail.com. Is that a good email if people have questions about the event, Sharae?
Yes, ma'am. That's the email, shetrucking.expo@gmail.com. Also, our Facebook community is she.h.e.trucking. So it is hyphenated. Because the she has meaning to it. So we always, add the dots in there for our Facebook community. So make sure you add those dots and join our community on Facebook.
Yeah, if nothing else, you join that community. It is such a powerful community. It doesn't matter if you're in trucking or not. It is a great group to join for you to really tap into and be able to get connected to and share information. Well, this has been the Working Woman Report, and we've had the incredible Miss Sharae Moore, the founder and owner and creator of She Trucking, LLC. Thank you so much, Sharae. And look, I'm so glad that you tuned in and gave us this time, and I wish you much success for your next coming up meeting right after our show. But we thank you so much. We thank your guests for your next meeting. We thank them for being patient with you and let us have this conversation. So thank you so much, and I look forward to staying in touch with you, and we look forward to being with you in September.
Thank you. See you soon.
All right, thank you.